Is there someone not hugging their son? If they didn't come to me, where else would they go? Do you know how many open arms would be willing to hug them? Even as young as 3. The lady who spoke to me about pornography in her home is a new parent, and in one of our meetings we kept on saying, communicate with your child, give your child time. And she said, let me try it and see what we have discovered as a result of that. Yes, let them talk to you. When you go home with a face, you know, you kick in baskets, You're yelling, you're telling them how much money you spend on them, and mine told me, well, we didn't ask you to give birth to too many children. It's okay, eat it. And in that language, and I have 4 children, and for them it's too many. So I asked them, who would I have left behind? You or him? Anyway, I had prepared a short presentation, but I won't go into it. I would love to listen to the parents here who had their hands up. I would want to listen to us and then we move on. Please don't talk anymore about morals. We've agreed. That is why on the 20th we are here, on our knees in ashes and sackcloth. Yes.
Praise the Lord. This is a word of encouragement to parents. First of all, I want to tell you that when we come to school, we are a diverse society. Some parents are doing their best, some parents are trying, some parents are learning. So, at the end of the day, I'd pray we listen to our children. When a child comes and says, people are doing this, people are bringing this, that's a chance for you to help your children develop their own personality. It's a time for you to tell them, people are doing that, but are you a person? Are you people? You're an individual. So it's a time for you to look at who your child is and let them, they have a will. Encourage them. What do you want to do? Do you want to obey? Did you learn a lesson on obedience? Do you want to obey or follow what everyone is doing? So that is what I would encourage parents to do. And also, doctor, I get a bit bothered when a parent says, my child, for example, my child doesn't eat sugar, so maybe other kids shouldn't bring cake to school or what. I agree with what you have suggested, that we have one party in a term, and some schools are doing that. But you know, we can't always teach. It's a way of teaching children that it's only your way that counts. What is different for you, you shouldn't take, because what the other person wants to do, you don't want to do, so you do what is your own. At the end of the day, I feel it's a bit unfair. And our kids are losing out on a chance to experience some things with.
Do you ever have those talks with them as a school? Thank you.
Praise God, parents. We are back to the cake issue. If it's one party in a month, I would suggest that every parent brings their own cake or one that can afford. Because remember, some cakes have different flavors. Maybe your child wants a different flavor. So I would bring my spoiled cake that I want for my child.
Okay, I think we stop here for now. The cake issue, my assumption is that by the time you come here, you have given your child that favorite cake. And when you're coming here to celebrate with everybody else. Because we're doing it at the end of the month, meaning that children will have celebrated their birthdays anyway, but they really want to celebrate at school. Then when you have one cake, you actually pay less. Each parent pays a little money to make, I don't even know how much cakes are these days, amount of that these days. The last time I bought was 120. I don't know how much they are now. So if you're 10 parents, that's even cheaper. Your question about do we talk to our parents? I want to ask you, do we talk to our students when they're here, they're growing up, they have challenges? My question to you, do you talk to your children? Because you have only one. Do you talk to your children? You know them better. You have more opportunities. The Bible tells us that we talk to them as we walk, as we lie down, as we wake up. Yes, as we cook, as we clean the compound. That's the best teaching. What I'm doing here, some of you are not even with me, you're just looking at me, but your minds are in one area, you know. But when we are walking together with your daughter and your son, you can say a lot of things. So before you look at us, I'm asking you, do you have a time to talk to your child and talk about these consequences? Yeah? When you come here in SCE, we give you bases, we give you all that we can. We expect every parent to take opportunity to speak to their children. Each one of you, my brother, there's something God has given you that He expects you to pass on to your children. My brother, from a long time ago, He rescued you, your old remnants. Your stepmothers would have killed you long time ago. Those chicks your fathers used to go with, they would have killed you long time ago. You're all here as remnants. Because the Lord wants something out of you in your generation. Do you pass it on? What time do you do this? Before the school comes in. You are the sole teacher for your child. In the Bible, we are not talked about. They talk about Bible teachers, but not us. 22 live out of the house. They have their money, they rented an apartment, and they live it on. And I ask the people and I say, do it this way, and why not to hear from them? God knows formative years, psychology shows us the formative years. You teach these things and teach them. Let them know. To answer your question, my sister, yes. We talk to students. We have several programs. Today, we have a team that is going to Lake Burro National Park. They've been away for 6 weeks, and we've been doing this. Every evening they have a talk. They're asking questions. We've even had to bring in a counselor because children are dying in your homes. We've had to bring in a counselor, very, very expensive, so that they can be able to be helped before they move on to the university. They're going to Lake Burro National Park to have fun, yes, but they have people to be able to talk to as they go at the animals, someone to talk to and of those consequences. Yes. And by the way, many of them know the consequences. They do. We know many things. If modeling is not enough, there's also modeling. You model. I had a conversation with my son, and then he asked me, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yes. Do you trust your parenting skills?" I said, "Yes." Then don't worry. I'll make the right decisions. Do you trust your parenting skills when they move on? Do you trust your parenting skills? So we have many programs. We have ROPS. I think some of you know which type of passage experiences where children